Hello everybody, welcome to Indigo Tarot Odyssey. Today we have a very purple amethyst theme going here, and it wasn't even intentional. After I chose the cards and I looked, I already had the amethyst all down, and I was like, oh, today is definitely going to be amethyst. So since we're in that color, which is very spiritual, we're going to find out what important messages on trust, love, the potential you're coming your way, your opportunities, what spirit really wants you to know. And I have a couple announcements, you guys. I still do have a few more crystals, as you guys know, from 1 week from tomorrow. My family and I are traveling to England, and I'm doing private readings at Stonehenge, and I'm bringing a bunch of silver wrapped crystals to bless, do a ritual, and supercharge them right at Stonehenge. I'm going to film it and I'm going to put it up in a video so you guys can see it. It'll be over on Instagram. And if you go to my Etsy store and the links below, they are there for you guys. So if you have any questions, you can email me as well on our journey 1 week from tomorrow. It's so exciting. And I just wanted to point this out too. I made this last night, and I ended up being so in love with the color scheme of like the murky, dusty lake blue glass stones, and then I used amethyst aqua aura quartz, and the way this catches the light is so amazing. It looks like little purple mirrors. It's really, really beautiful. So I'll make sure I have that in there too, because I know I have had certain things in the sets and then you guys ask about them and they aren't listed yet, so I'll make sure everything is listed for you guys as well. And I made this last night too. I thought it was so fun. I made it with citrine and wood, little tarot bracelets. If you guys like these, I'll list them as well. I thought it was so cool. I had these little like building block letter beads, and I was like, oh, that'd be so cool. Okay, so we're about to begin, and I'll show you your choices. We have number 1 is the Goddess card, number 2 is Beloved, and number 3 is Celebration. And I'll also read those for you after too, because I can see that they're not, like, the writing is very small in script, so it's not that easy to see unless I blow it up. So number 1 with the Goddess card. Let me see, I have to blow it up on this. This is saying honor your divine feminine energies. It doesn't matter if you're male or female, you know, seeing your inner beauty and your essence. Let every part of you shine, feel good. You don't have to dim your light. And the Beloved card is about preparing for your life partner. Really understanding that romance is returning to your relationships if you're already in one. Believe that you are lovable. Romance is so easy to tap back into when we're just aware that other people need love, affection, and attention, right? When they come in the room, when they come home from work, we don't just keep our face down in our computer or whatever we're doing. We acknowledge the fact that somebody we love has walked into the room. So number 3 is Celebration. A positive outcome is assured. Celebrate your success. Enjoy your achievements. I feel like a lot of you guys in this particular one, you have pending things in court. You have things in work that you're waiting to hear back on, projects. Some of you students are waiting for grades. Really know that it's time for celebration, and some really good answers are coming your way in that one. So very exciting. So I'm going to let you guys choose, and we're going to see what's heading your way. I was laughing so hard this morning. You guys, if you get a chance, go see Crystal Lynn's new video. It was so inspiring, and the number 1 made me laugh so hard because I was thinking of something that, you know, as we all know, we know people that constantly share their never-ending disaster train wreck of a life with us. They either email us, constantly message us, you know, call us and all this stuff. And we're listening to these things, and sometimes if it's the first thing that we hear in the morning, it sets our trajectory of the day for that. So my biggest thing that I kind of gathered from my meditation this morning was, let the first thing that you enter into your soul, your mind, your heart, whatever, your consciousness, let it be uplifting and good. I listened to Crystal Lynn. Let me just have a sip of my tea. I listened to her upon awakening. It was like one of the first things I did. And I was transported to a really calm, beautiful, restful place and an inspired place. So don't pick up your devices and start looking at emails and reading things from friends or people that you know are going to train wreck you, you know, when you first get up, because it has this capacity to add negativity to our life, which we really don't need. We're reaching for all the good, the inspired, the helpful, the happy, right? we want to flow with the morning and wake up calmly and be inspired and attract good energy and good things. So we want to, always have that energy fixed on all the possibilities and all the beauty and all the magic that's out there, because we're consciously creating our reality based on what we see, hear, and feel, right? So why shouldn't we have those things be optimal? I really, really love that. So we're going to start with Goddess. And right away, I feel like if you chose this energy, you have this understanding that, everything is available to us when we come from a place of calm reasoning, really good focus, our truth, our love, that whatever connects us to our highest self, our warrior self, our mission, our purpose, we're going to be able to cultivate a lot of patience towards our purpose and who we are, because we're not concerned with everybody else is doing the Goddess energies and like, oh, well, who has, more likes, or who has more friends on Facebook, or whatever, or who looks better than you in class. It's so not about that. It's you being happy in your own aura existence, your own sphere, you feeling fulfilled because you already filled your emotional cup with good things that are, discerning in terms of you keeping focus and happy and all of that. So I'm like really into shuffling on camera now. Somebody once mentioned that they really like that. So let's see what these are. So we have the Eight of Wands. I'm going to choose one more, two down here. And then the King of Discs. Yeah, see, this is what does definitely get attracted when we are our authentic selves and we're feeling good about who we are, and we're implementing that goddess or godlike energy that says, we're just above the fray, the mundane, the subconscious patterning of doing the same things, and we're really cultivating our best, most graceful self. That we stay in the higher realms of thinking that says, great inner dialogue. Tell yourself, stop in the mirror and say, I'm capable of doing whatever I want today. I don't need to be harried, rushed, raced, judged. I'm not on some scoreboard of life, which often happens to people, when they check in the morning. Oh my gosh, how do I look? Or am I going to be late? Or people are already in their head, who's going to give them the evil eye at the office, school, whatever. Like our heads go very quickly to there, but what we want to do is transcend that energy and go, how do I really feel right now? How does my body physically feel? Do I feel like I'm in a calm space? And if not, what can I do to bring that into my reality? What can I do to ground and feel really good and peaceful? Right away, I listen to inspirational speakers in the morning. I listen to quiet meditative music. I do have to calm things down because I have a very fast mind, and I feel like a lot of other people do as well. This Eight of Wands is like, really trying to move and get back up that mountain and have passion for what we're doing and have motivation for whatever our craft is, whatever our purpose is, whatever we have to do for the day. And if you remember a ways back, I was talking about when we make things with conscious awareness and effort, meaning we do our absolute best at whatever we're creating. We make it a thing of magic. Like, just for instance, I felt so happy creating the backdrop for this and the colors and the aesthetic and making things pretty and peaceful. I love doing things like that because you put a beautiful, artistry to things. Like whatever you're doing when you're making your breakfast, put a couple fresh strawberries on the plate. When you're making your coffee, have it be just so you love it, maybe a pinch of cinnamon. All those little details to life where we add a little bit of flourish are really kind of cool. I remember once reading this thing, and I really like this actor. I can't remember his name right now, but he is fantastic, and he was talking about making a sandwich and doing it very artfully and taking everything out of the refrigerator we want to use, as small pickles, as red roasted peppers, and getting so excited about it because he was actually creating something that was then going to fuel his body, and he wanted it to be the way he wanted. He wasn't going to just like slam some turkey between bread and start eating it. He was talking about making it consciously, like getting excited about it and mixing the flavors and making it be like this project. And I love that. And don't we enjoy our food more when we do that? Like you make the optimal salad and you have everything in it and you toss it and chop it and it comes out really, really great. It's that thing, attention to detail, attention to aesthetic, attention to what is going to bring in. And again, King of Discs, when we do that, we create wealth and abundance, because whatever you do in terms of your work or your offering to the world, when you put substantial effort towards it, and you're trying to make it a thing of beauty, and you're not rushing through it, and you're not, just half-assing it. Which, have you ever done that? You don't feel good about it, right? Like, just say you work in a restaurant and you're doing something for somebody, that, like, just say you're a barista, that coffee isn't even nearly hot enough because you haven't steamed it long enough, but you're in a rush, so you just hand it to them. You don't feel good about it. That little bit of knowledge that you didn't give it your all, or artistry, kind of stays with you, right? So this is about just going with the flow and knowing you have plenty of time to do things well and do it your way, that nobody is going to rush you. And because of that, abundance comes when you have that beautiful effort, love, and intention behind it. You produce something of quality. Like, I do that with my jewelry. I'll restrand it. If something is off, or the clasps aren't really tight, or a bead makes it lay incorrectly on your wrist or your necklace or something like that. Like, let me just show you, for instance, you see that tiny gold bead in between the tarot and the crystal? I did that because it didn't lay properly without it. It kind of like, it created a gap, and you could see the elastic underneath, and I wanted it to fall right. So I'll do things like that, and I have the time. I'm like, why would I rush through and make something less than ideal when I have the time to do it? And that's what we need to remind ourselves. We always have time to make things the way we want, right? Appealing and beautiful. And because of that, it's going to bring you abundance. It's going to bring you coin. It's going to bring you rewards, because people recognize good work, authentic work, things done with substance and character. So really be about your artistry and your creations, and don't rush through anything. You're meant to take your time. You're meant to do it well, and it's going to bring you the financial revenue that you desire. And a lot of creative people have a problem putting price points on things, because all of a sudden you're like, okay, well, yes, there was material, yes, there was time. And I love how Etsy's layout, they're like, first you have your raw materials. What did those cost? How much time did you have to put in? Did you have to go and buy these things? Did you have to travel to a place? Because oftentimes I'll go to a crystal and bead shop that's, like a few towns over, and your time shopping for this and putting it together. So people sometimes undervalue their work. So this is a reminder too, to really praise your own work in your own eyes. What would you be willing to pay for this thing of beauty that you created, whether it's a poem, a song, whatever? Don't devalue your work. It's worthy of money. Somebody is, and the crazy thing is, I love this quote that I saw, that it was this one consumer saying to a creative person that, I'm not willing to pay quite that much. And they said, well, there are a lot of people that are willing to pay a lot more. And that is true. If somebody values and loves something, money really isn't the issue at that point. So, don't drive yourself bananas and think that you have to undercut your work, because this is definitely Spirit saying, remind yourself of your craftsmanship and your artistry, and definitely, have patience and have time, and allow for anything that you're doing to be wonderful. And if you're a student too, this has to do with testing as well. I'm hearing, if you're taking a test, you don't have to blitz through that, that test or exam. Take your time, choose your wording, especially if it's literature or something of that, avenue. Really take your time and fashion a thing of beauty and skill, as opposed to just kind of trying to gallop to the finish line. And you're going to produce things that really are amazing to you. And you're not going to come from fear-based consciousness. You're going to allow for time to flow, and everything just works calmly and comes out in a way that you didn't expect, because also creativity comes through source directly through us. So it is a thing of imagination and wonder and magic to begin with. So that's your message, Group 1. Beautiful energy. If you're new to my channel, welcome. And if you're curious about these cards, these are Cherry Enchantress. So if you want to go check her out, this is her new deck, the Flesh Tarot, and it's so beautiful. So thank you, Cherry, for these great cards. Again, artists, they take their time and they produce these things of beauty like Cherry's deck. So all my links are down below if you need a private read. If you want to order your crystal, your supercharged crystal from Stonehenge, or anything, it's all down there. Come see me on Instagram too. I do daily posts and memes, and that's how I connect with people. I run contests, and it's just a really good format for me to be able to connect with you guys, because when you DM, everything is all private, and then I can get your addresses, all of that. So beautiful energy. So now we're on to Beloved. I really love this energy. It's saying really prepare. This love is coming in. Be available to it. Really honor who you are. Unplug from that fear of, not being good enough or not being ready. So many people always think that, we have to release unhelpful behaviors and patterns of thinking and really cultivate this understanding that love is real. It's always available. It's out there. And we just need to tap into that divine love that's constantly surrounding us. But again, with all our devices and our busy lives, we sometimes don't, oh, yay. Oh, I knew that was going to come up. That's perfect. I knew this one was going to be about love immediately. And so listen, this is saying too, with this Princess of Pentacles energy, you're having this lovely life evaluation right now. And you're asking yourself, what keeps me grounded? What makes me feel safe and calm and enveloped in a nice spiritual place where all those little things that used to bother and irk me no longer affect me? I mean, I was really lucky that I learned to catch myself when I start to speed up or get in the rat race or think I have to do a million things, because our ego is always babbling at us. Oh, you should do this. You should do that. And what happens is it overlaps and piles on. So instead of finishing one thing smoothly and correctly, we're already on to the next thing. Whether it is a person, whether it's emotion, residual pain from a past relationship, we have to recognize it, release it, create a void to allow this new love to come in untarnished and, non-judgmentally from past relationships. Nor do we want to skip right into the future, like, where is this going constantly? Let's label it. Oh, what are we? Are we monogamous? Blah, blah, blah. The second you meet somebody, because I'm finding too that one of the strangest things that happens to a lot of my clients is as soon as they meet somebody, they have this really fear-based modality that, oh my gosh, now all of a sudden they're not texting me enough, or they're doing this, or I saw them on social media and this is happening and that's happening. And they start to evaluate this like false reality of this person already leaving them. And when you go into that lack mentality and fear, it derails everything. That's what creates the train wreck, because all of a sudden you're suspicious. All of a sudden, even if you had everything, it's still not enough. It's one of those things where the ego is like, they should be texting me every 15 minutes. They should be telling me how much I mean to them, blah, blah, blah. It's like they inundate their brain and heart with this false reality and these high, ridiculous expectations. So you guys, if I could give you one word of advice with Valentine's Day coming up, it is, if people are expressing love and gratitude for you every day, they don't need this grand gesture of here's a brand new car, or here's an 800-pound box of chocolate, or here's a trip to Italy or whatever. That's not what life is about. Every once in a while we get these fun grand gestures, but we can't pin all our hopes or the value of who we are on what somebody gives us. And once we recognize that, it's just everything else is gravy, right? And we're not fretting, and we're not having false realities of what makes us important. What makes us as important is we're alive. We're these beautiful light entities that connect with one another. We're here to help and lift and bring up the vibration of the planet and everybody on it and connect in loving ways. And it really is your time for love. I feel like March is going to be substantial in soulmate arrivals. Everybody is really increasing their frequency and knowing what's important. They've kind of opened that spiritual page to what really matters, and they're identifying it. And like I'm always saying, the universe loves a decision. You've already decided what's important to you. Love is important to you. Your peace of mind, your meditative existence, being calm, consciously creating your reality based on trust and courage and your warrior spirit to keep going. Look at all that has befallen and landed in your lap in your life. A lot of you guys have had breast cancer, you've had divorce, you've had amazing, valleys and peaks in your life. And so you always get back up on that peak, right? There's always more love. There's always more wonder to behold. There's always more magic. There's always something that is really enlightening on the next page. So we do keep traversing those waters, looking for those, little gorgeous, those gorgeous kind of like lily pads of hope and continuance towards the right direction, which is completely away from fear and mistrust, and it's completely towards trust, love, and all the potential inside of you. And knowing that when you have love and all of that in your intention and your focus, it's going to bring it to you. So you do have immense love, soulmates coming in your way. And again, getting on a more sure-footed financial front. This Princess of Coins is like really just getting a foothold, starting to pay off debt, starting to feel like you're in alignment with the energy and flow of money without feeling the lack, or like, it's so nice to go in a store, right, and go, I really like this dress, and just getting it and not being like, well, if I have this, then I can't have that. I can't, it's one of those things that when we always believe there's more, it flows to us, and it really does. So always know that the world is abundance. What comes around, it's cyclical. It'll keep coming back to you, and have that beautiful understanding that you'll always be abundant. You'll always have the flow. You'll always have what you need. You'll always have shelter, food, and the things that you require, because you believe in yourself and the universe, and that it's brought to you. And with that comes a really calm state of mind. You ever see people that are fretful about everything, their health and money? They're often unwell and don't have the resources they need, because that's where their focus is, instead of, ooh, how can I expand and find more opportunities? So that's you guys. I'm gonna have a quick sip of coffee. I can tell right when my voice is about to crack. So you guys, amazing, immense kind of breakthrough of just, listen, I'm dispelling that old idea that I can't have everything that I want when it comes to love, finances, and all that, and realizing, of course you can. Everything is out there for the taking. Think of all the beautiful chance and magic that occurs all the time. We see it in the news. Like, that's why I used to love that America's Got Talent type of shows, because you'd see people go on there, and right away, wouldn't you make like a snap judgment, like, oh, hell no, this person is Trainwreck 5000. Then all of a sudden they would sing, or they would start dancing, or they would do something with immense talent and love. And it was like, wow, that's broadens our whole spectrum on what's possible. So things like that really feed your soul and let you know that, your beloved, your future, everything is solid and on its way to you. So beautiful energy group too. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Don't forget to press like and subscribe, and all my links are down below. If you want to get your supercharged Stonehenge crystals, which I'm leaving next week to go do, tra-la-la-la, I'm so happy. What I'm hoping is like an Outlander kind of occurrence where the stones just open up, the ground swallows me, and I'm like back in William Wallace time, and I'm like hanging out with him and Robert the Bruce, and we're all going crazy. Like, I really think along those lines. And I was watching Outlander the other night. I'm like, you have to stop watching this, because I started shopping on Amazon for like kilts and shit, and I'm like, all right, calm down. I'm like, this is over. You got to step back into reality. But I get so excited I can't even sleep. So that's you guys. Again, all my links are down below. Come see me on Instagram too. I do daily posts and memes on what's going on. And when we're over there, we're going to be doing really fun kind of little vlogs of the castles and everything that we're experiencing. So that's you guys. Now we're on to number 3, which is celebration. I love this because it really is a positive time. I feel like a lot of you guys waiting to get your grades back and things like that, your essays at school, you're going to be really surprised by your innate gifts and talents to test and write well and do all these things. And again, it's inner dialogue. When we tell ourselves we have the gifts and abilities, we find them. Like, every once in a while, I'll have a downpour of work, and I'll be like, this happened yesterday. I had a lot of privates and some things to get in order in jewelry, and I was like, listen, the one way to make this a reality and get all this finished, done, and professional is write down the order you want to do it in. If you're leaving the house at this time, go to the post office and send this. If you're doing this is perfect to film, no one's around, blah 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 blah. And I made a blueprint of the day, and I was able to do it, and I wasn't tired or burnt out at the end of the day. It was very nice. You're going to be able to do that with your life, and because of that, you're going to get your finances in order, you're going to get your tests, you're going to get, anything that you have to complete in school, thesis type of thing, at work. If you're a nurse, I feel like a lot of nurses, I'm always looking at nurses memes, because I feel like they work so hard and they can suffer burnout, and from their heart perspective, they want what's best for their patients, and they go, that you're just going to be able to have that reserve, so you feel good, and you're going to recognize your future potential to just rise above everything. We're going to always have people that we work with that don't put in their fair share. They don't, they're not professional, they don't care and whatever, but we're not going to be focused on that, any of the bottom feeder energy or low vibration. We're going to be in, who do we aspire to be? That's what matters. Who cares what anybody else is doing? But the theory of that is a lot of times that it falls on our plate, which is never really fun. But that's when we bring that to their attention in a very stern boundary way. Listen, I was hired to do A, B, and C, and I do it to the best of my abilities continually. However, I'm finding that I am also having to do, E, F, and G because of this. A lot of people don't speak up And when we keep things repressed and down, like any emotion, it'll start to eat at us, and it'll manifest in headaches and stomach aches and things of that nature, because when we internalize, it's stressful on us. So say what you need to say. And because of that, you're going to feel like just ready to burst out and celebrate, because I feel like a lot of you have good news. I feel like this has to do with the judiciary kind of sector too. So if you guys are awaiting court cases, stuff like that, things are going to come in your favor, whether it's a financial, property driven things, lawsuits of that nature, that it's going to come in your favor. You're going to be celebrating, and quite a few of you, you're going to be having grandchildren, or you're going to have nieces and nephews coming in. I feel like this is a time, March and April are going to be big baby months, which is really exciting. I just feel like everything, love, is going to be flourishing around you, and you feel like celebrating. You feel good. You feel like, the old ways of things that used to affect and bother you don't. You just don't have that frequency anymore of being distracted by ridiculous things. And here's two of the reasons why. So with awakening, that's very Hierophant energy and High Priestess of, I understand the deeper meaning of things now, because I'm looking for it. Forget about all the superficiality and the things we think, oh, that person looks nice, look how they dress. Oftentimes, there's so many wolf and sheep clothings. There's so many, like, I love that one meme where you see this little girl and she's accepting a flower from what looks like a tattooed punk rocker, and she has little horns and he has angel wings, and it says never trust what you see to be real, because oftentimes people will have that big smile, but it's a false smile. They want something from you or somebody else, where somebody could just be going along their day with a frown, and they're heavy with the weight of the world and how society is, and they look unapproachable or mean because of that. So this is just dropping, Judge. We're much more awake, and this is you guys too, following your intuition to a really marvelous degree of understanding that there's always love and support for you. There's always people that are going to be available to you, because oftentimes we think nobody gets us, right? You ever have that, like, nobody can get this situation. How do I even explain this? It's going to sound so whatever. And it's really lovely. Every once in a while, my daughter will say this to me, and I do get it, but I pull myself immediately out of there. She's like, I don't know why. I just feel heavy and sad for no reason. I was like, because it's, the music you're listening to. It's the things that you're allowing into your life that are heavier, or, that our brain waves get on what we're absorbing in. So we have to be careful of what, it's like nutrients, it's like food. If we eat garbage all day, we feel like hell, right? Same thing, we listen to really depressing music or shows about murder continually or whatever. It's like we're not going to feel great about the state of ourselves or the world, right? So this is you really waking up to what makes you feel good. And the Princess of Staves is you having high motivation to go towards what you want, your dreams, your own business. A lot of you guys have been saying that you do want to start your own businesses. You want to, you want to be in charge of your life. You don't want to be at the mercy of a boss or people that, you don't really respect or don't really value you for who you are and what you can do. And a lot of you guys are like, I'm going for it. I have dreams, I have ideas, and I relish them, and now I'm going towards them. And this is also passion for, a cause. I feel like a lot of you guys, you're really trying to reduce your carbon footprint on the earth. You're trying to, really help out certain causes, and you're getting other people motivated. This is someone also, you guys, you have really good, crisp, fresh ideas that motivate other people. So if you have vlogs or blogs about eating clean and, life and mental health or whatever, things of that nature, it's like, get out there, get those ideas, and say them, because so much help is available in so many different realms right now, especially on YouTube, that I feel like people, they're really looking for answers. And when we can help one another, it's so inspirational. And again, it's like the first things we reach for in the morning. I absolutely love, one of my favorite readers of all time is Crystal Lynn. I love her. She has, this beautiful theory on life that when we just come from a trusting, loving, honorable place, good things happen. We just go with that flow. We're on that life raft, just we're coasting. We have that full energy of knowing we're divinely protected and guided. And when I listened to her this morning, And I'm one of her patrons. So if you guys ever want to be a patron to somebody, go be a patron to Crystal Lynn. She's very deserving of this. Just a pure spirit and heart. So tap into that energy, because you guys, you're like onward Christian soldier. You're just ready to do and conquer and figure out things and have this awakened, loved, grounded spirit that says there's potential everywhere for me. And I see it now. And I'm going to just latch onto it for all I'm worth. And I'm going to give it my best, heartfelt energy, and I'm going to go for it. And it's amazing. And you're attracting your divine counterparts and your soul match because of this. Definitely releasing all these unhelpful behaviors. You're cultivating beautiful patience, which is creating abundance in the big picture, which is beautiful because you're not in a race. You understand that you're due this kind of melodic flow and you're ready for it. So beautiful energy, group 3. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Don't forget to press like and subscribe, and all my links are down below. Come see me on Instagram. I do daily posts and memes, and I run contests, and I like to just have conversations with you guys over there, because on the DM, you can chat and do all this stuff. And if, you guys need information or you win, I can get your addresses, because I, do free reads and all kinds of jewelry contests and things like that as well. So love and light to you guys. I'm really looking forward to you experience this thriving new enterprise that you're about to walk into, and, having an elevated sense of self, and really going for it in a really big epic way. So love and light.